Hi. Hi. My name is Will Faden, and today I'm going to be giving you my presentation on interpersonal uh, communication within conversations. So without further ado, let's get started. So first off, I would like to start off go with a quote by uh, by um, by Tony Robbins. To effectively communicate, we must realize that we are all different in the way we perceive the world and use this understanding as a guide to our communication with others. And my thesis statement is that conversations are very important in communication because it's an everyday process that that people use to exchange information all the time. So it always happens. And there are also 4 separate subtopics that I'm also going to be talking about. That include receiving and sending compliments, apologizing, making excuses, and the principles of immediacy, flexibility, and politeness. Alright, so first off, let's start off with receiving and sending compliments. So a compliment gives a message of positive feedback, which is given to the speaker after he or she has given a presentation or speech. So some suggestions for giving positive feedback are to be specific about what you're saying, and also to be perfectly honest with yourself. You can also avoid words such as but, and however, because then the speaker will feel like that you're criticizing something about their work. And you don't want to compliment like on the speaker, just because you want to compliment them for their work. So for receiving compliments, so they can be either disclaiming or accepting, and many people can deny the speaker for what they're saying, while others can accept them. So an apology gives a feeling of sadness and failure. You apologize when you admit that you have made a mistake. So some suggestions for apologizing is to admit that it was your fault, and you also don't want to make excuses as well. So apologies, they can also repair strong relationships with friends, family, and they can also teach you a lesson of like how to properly think before you speak. Some things not to do when apologizing. One, don't be aggressive, and don't accuse the person for doing something just as wrong as you did, because that will only make it worse. Okay, an excuse is basically they're basically explanations to minimize the blame for something negative that you have committed. And when you make an excuse, you are trying to maintain you're trying to maintain a positive image of yourself, and you're also trying to keep a good amount of self-esteem. Some types of excuses can include denial, minimizing, and qualifying. People who make the good excuses, they moderate them, which means like they're like true excuses, and the bad excusers, they just always come up with bad excuses. Like they always just say like it's like, oh, the dog ate my homework. So that can be like an example of a bad excuse. Okay, so next up is the principles of flexibility, immediacy, and politeness. So immediacy is the creation of closeness between the sender and the receiver, or the speaker, or the listener, and it's basically supposed to bring them closer, get together. Flexibility lets you take the choices of our conversation mindfully, and it lets you think about different skills that you've learned, and lets you use them for effective communication. And then there's a politeness, which has 6 different rules. I guess one of them is I'm just to be modest, and to always be sure that you give the other person like enough time to talk, and then it's your turn. So basically, turn wait. Okay, so why are these 4 subtopics important? Why should people value this? Well, these four subtopics are very important because first off, communication is the most important life skill in history. Because no matter what, it's the most important. Plus, it can help people improve their social life and professional life. So, like, for example, like if you're working at a job and you're going to want to be very professional, so by having these skills, then you'll be able to manage it better. So it can also be used for solving everyday problems, and it can also give meaning to different conversations as well. So it's not just the language that people are giving, and plus on top of that, like it makes you think of yourself like as a positive figure to society. So you basically give yourself like a positive image, good for others. Okay, so conversations are key in life to be an effective communicator, because every day and everywhere, people are always communicating in conversations and talking about several different things, and by learning about the 4 subtopics that we just discussed, people can really learn from them, and they can improve themselves all around as effective communicators in society. Because this is a process that we all go through every single day, and it's a process that we will keep doing for the rest of our lives. And that's my bibliography, and that's it. And thank you for watching.